Hello, welcome back to my channel and a special welcome if you're new here. My name is Jen. I'm a certified weight loss and nutrition coach who has lost and maintained a 140-pound weight loss. And today we're talking about belly fat. This is a question I get asked a lot as a coach. What actually causes weight gain specifically in the belly area? As women, that tends to be the area we store most fat. So today I'm going to share with you 11 things that actually cause belly fat and what you can do about it. So if you're excited, give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not. Turn your bell on because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Down in the description box, I will have nutrition coaching. Highly recommend those personalized macros and calories. That is what I myself follow to lose and maintain my 140-pound weight loss, as well as one-on-one coaching for questions, accountability, or to talk with me directly. Links and discounts to my favorite healthy things are also down in that description box. So let's talk about 11 reasons why you may be gaining belly fat and what to do about it. There are actually quite a few things that typically lead to gaining fat in the belly area. One thing I do want to preface today's video with is every body is different. Some people carry their weight in their upper body, some people carry their weight in their lower body, their belly, their back, their hips, their thighs. I know for me, when I was overweight, I carried a lot of weight in my back and never really had a lot of weight in my belly area. I mean, I had weight in my belly area, but every body carries weight differently. And like I said, there are things that affect why you store belly fat. Different factors such as a sedentary lifestyle, hormones, and the foods you eat may increase your abdominal fat. This can include not consuming too much sugar and not eating enough fiber and protein. The two main types of fats that we carry are visceral and subcutaneous. And I do want to define kind of what those two different fats are. So subcutaneous fat is the fat that is stored under your skin. So the belly fat, the fat in your thighs, for me, the fat in my back. Visceral fat is the fat stored around your organs. And this is really the scary fat. This is the fat that typically can lead to health concerns. It's not necessarily the subcutaneous fat under the skin surface, it's the visceral fat we can't see around our organs. However, having a high amount of subcutaneous fat leads to a higher amount of visceral fat. Just overall excess fat in general isn't healthy for our body. So let's talk about what causes belly fat. Number one, sugary foods and beverages. When we consume sugar, it typically is stored in the belly area, again, as subcutaneous fat, which can lead to visceral fat if there is an excess, but those sugary foods and beverages are the number one culprit for belly fat. Common foods that can be high in added sugar include things like baked goods, pastries, muffins, flavored yogurts, breakfast cereals, granola, protein bars, prepackaged foods, and sugar-sweetened beverages and other processed foods. When we eat these sugary foods, it typically makes us crave more sugary foods. And these foods are extremely high in calories, high in fat, high in carbohydrates, with very little, if any, nutritional value. If you drink a 16-ounce bottle of regular soda, you can add an extra almost 400 calories to your day. And what happens with sugary beverages and specifically is it's a liquid. So our brain and our stomach don't connect the same way when we consume calories in the form of liquid than if we consume calories in the form of food. So drinking sugary beverages is really the number one cause of belly fat, not to mention processed foods and sugary foods like we mentioned. Number two, and this may be disappointing for some, and that is alcohol. Alcohol is another one of those foods that has zero nutritional value and is strictly a carbohydrate. No matter what alcohol you're consuming, wine, beer, hard alcohol, it does not matter. Once consumed, alcohol is immediately turned to sugar, which is a carbohydrate in the body. That's where the term beer belly came from, is when men consume beer, they get a belly because alcohol is typically stored in the belly area. There's a lot of reasons alcohol can contribute to weight gain, but I do want to talk about a few of those. Alcohol contains a high number of calories, actually 7 calories per gram, which is more than carbohydrates and protein. Many alcoholic beverages are high in sugar. Alcohol may increase appetite and decrease inhibitions, leading to greater overall caloric intake. Alcohol may lead to poor judgment, resulting in greater consumption of less nutritious foods. It may alter hormones related to hunger and fullness. It may decrease fat oxidation, which may sparse, though more research is needed. It may increase cortisol, which promotes abdominal fat storage. A person may be less inclined to be physically active the day or after drinking. And alcohol leads to poor sleep quality, which is associated with a greater BMI and fat storage. Overconsumption of alcohol, 2 to 3 drinks a day, is definitely not recommended in what typically leads to fat storage. Now, you can certainly have an adult beverage here and there. We just need to be mindful of the calories and the amount that we're consuming based on all the reasons we talked about. Number 3 are trans fats. Now, if you follow my channel or you followed my personal weight loss journey, I always say we never restrict or eliminate any food or any food group. The exception to that rule is trans fats. This is actually something we should absolutely avoid. Trans fats are used a lot in baked goods, especially big supermarket, big chain grocery store baked goods, because it's cheaper than butter. Artificial trans fats have been shown to cause inflammation, which can lead to insulin resistance, heart disease, certain types of cancer, and various other diseases. And trans fats typically are stored as visceral fat, and that's the fat around the organs, the dangerous fat. So if you're going to be on a bandwagon of eliminating or restricting any food or food group, make it trans fats. Number 4, you have a sedentary or less than average physical lifestyle. Now, I'm certainly not saying that you have to go to the gym for hours upon hours. You don't need to run marathons. You don't need to do 100-pound deadlifts, but we do need to have an active lifestyle. A body in motion stays in motion. A body at rest stays at rest. Sedentary lifestyle means sitting for prolonged periods of time. Maybe you have a desk job, or maybe you spend hours upon hours in the evening watching TV rather than taking a walk or doing something physical. Try to incorporate a standing break every 30 to 90 minutes if you live a sedentary lifestyle. And all you have to do truly is to help with that physical activity is take a walk. It doesn't have to be a walk uphill. It doesn't have to be a fast walk. Even a 10 to 15 minute walk, whatever you can fit into your day, is recommended. In fact, it is recommended to take a 30-minute walk every single day. Like I said, you don't have to exercise to lose weight, but the more active you are, the more calories you're going to burn and the more healthier of a body overall you're going to have. And that includes limiting that subcutaneous and visceral fat in the belly area. Number 5, you eat a low protein diet. Now, people who follow diets like Weight Watchers typically eat a low protein diet. They're more focused on low point, low calorie, low fat options rather than high protein options. It is extremely to eat a moderate to high protein diet. This is going to keep you full and satisfied. It's going to maintain the lean muscle we naturally have on our body. As we lose weight, there is a big difference between weight loss and fat loss. Weight loss is water, lean muscle, and fat. Fat is fat. We're over here, we're looking for fat. And in order to maintain the lean muscle that's lost with weight loss, we have to have a high protein diet. Now, if you want to know how much protein am I supposed to eat, just like I mentioned, every body is different as far as shape goes and how fat is stored. Every body's protein goal is different as well. I would recommend having your custom personalized macros and calories done. I will tell you exactly what your protein goal is every day and give you ideas and food suggestions on how to meet that. But following a low protein diet is not going to help you lose belly fat. In fact, the foods that you eat when following a low protein diet typically stored in that belly area. So increase your protein to lose belly fat. Number 6, you're in any stage of menopause, whether that is perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, and I just recently did a video all about menopause and why it leads to weight gain. I will link that video for you. I plan on doing more videos on menopause because I myself am almost 49. I am in perimenopause. And when we go through any of those stages of menopause, which is up to 40 years of our life, we typically store weight in the belly area. I mentioned men having a beer belly. Well, most women store quite a bit of fat in the belly. Another area we can see fat storage with any stage of menopause because of hormone changes is in the thigh and hip area. And like I said, typically this is subcutaneous fat, but where there's excess subcutaneous fat, there's excess visceral fat. So again, learning how to move your body, eating a proper diet will really help with belly fat storage in those stages of menopause. Number 7, your gut bacteria is all out of whack. I always say that in order to lose weight and keep it off, you've got to get your gut in check. You've got to eat fiber-filled foods. You have to have a high-protein diet. And you have to make sure that you're taking a probiotic and eating prebiotic foods to keep that gut bacteria in check. Research suggests that having an unhealthy balance of gut bacteria may promote weight gain, including abdominal fat. In particular, having a high ratio of Firmicutes bacteria is associated with higher weight and visceral fat. There's a big relationship with a healthy gut microbiome and visceral fat storage. Now, I take what's called Just Better Fiber. It is a fiber supplement that helps regulate your good gut bacteria. Not to mention it helps keep everything else regular and helps you get in your fiber, because fiber is one of the main things you can do to regulate that good gut health and see weight loss and less belly fat. I do have a 10% discount for Just Better Fiber. It's a woman-owned, minority-owned business. It's amazing. I've been taking it every day. In fact, I have 2 tablespoons in my protein coffee. I will link it in the description box for you. Pick that up, as well as a really good probiotic. I take MudWtr Probiotic. It has so many billion CFUs, which is an amazing probiotic supplement, and I do have a 20% discount for MudWtr. I'll link that for you as well. Get the MudWtr Probiotic, the Just Better Fiber, regulate your gut health for fat loss. Number 8, stress. When we have added stress, it leads to excess cortisol, which is stored as belly fat. Actually, cortisol is the #1 thing stored as belly fat in the body. Chronic stress can lead to the accumulation of visceral fat and make it hard to lose, as it can increase production of cortisol in excess. Furthermore, high levels of cortisol in regard to food may lead to some to choose high-calorie foods for comfort, which can lead to unwanted weight gain. The relationship between stress and weight gain is kind of scary. The more stress we have in our life, the more likely we are to for excess weight gain and belly fat. Now, we can't control all of the stress in our life, but what you can control, control it. Because like I said, stress increases cortisol, cortisol increases belly fat, and again, leads to it being almost impossible to lose weight and keep it off. Number 9, I want to deep dive more into a low fiber diet. We talked about having a higher protein diet, and we talked about fiber being essential for good gut health. Fiber also keeps you full and satisfied. Fiber also keeps you regular, and there are studies that have been coming out over the recent years saying that you don't have to count calories, you don't have to count macros. If you just eat a good amount of fiber every day, 30 to 50 grams for women, 40 to 60 grams for men, it will cause weight loss and good gut bacteria, keeping you full and satisfied, and help reduce belly fat. Not counting calories and macros, just focusing on a high fiber diet, because the only way to get in fiber is through whole real food. In fact, there's no fiber in meat. There's really no fiber in dairy. Where you're going to get fiber is whole grains, fruits, and vegetables. Some other foods that are really high in fiber that you should be incorporating into your diet to reduce belly fat are foods like beans, lentils, whole grains, oats, vegetables, fruit, plain popcorn, nuts, and seeds. Eat enough fiber every day. Your gut will thank you, your weight loss will thank you, and you'll lose that belly fat. Number 10, genetics. Like I said, we are prone to having a certain body type, a pear shape, an apple shape. Some women store weight in different areas in their body. Again, I stored a lot of my excess weight in my back. A lot of women stored in the hip and thigh area and in the belly area. And we have no control over genetics, unfortunately. But we can control all of the other things that I talked about in today's video on how to reduce belly fat. But unfortunately, genetics will play a role in where your body stores fat. And last but not least, number 11 is not enough sleep. When we lack sleep, our body needs energy from somewhere, and it's not getting it from sleep. So what it wants is something that's going to give it immediate energy. And what is that? Fast-acting carbohydrates, sugary foods, things like candy, chips, crackers, cookies, soda, sugary, really processed foods. That's what our body is naturally going to crave, and you don't have control over that. If you're not getting enough sleep, your body is going to crave those sugary foods, and it's really hard to resist those cravings. Not to mention, lack of sleep makes you less physically active, makes you make poorer food choices, and guess what? Increases cortisol. And we talked about how cortisol leads to belly fat. 7 to 9 hours of sleep every single night is what is recommended. Like I mentioned, I am in perimenopause, so sleep for me is what is most affected when it comes to my menopause symptoms. So I take a sleep supplement. I've been taking it now for, 2 years. I take it every single night. It is called Stellus. It is an all-natural sleep supplement. Even has bacopa in it, which helps lead to weight loss. And it is amazing. It helps you fall asleep, stay asleep, wake up refreshed. I don't have any issues getting in my 7 to 9 hours of sleep since I've been taking Stellus. So I'll link it for you. I do have a discount code. It's absolutely incredible. Definitely recommend a sleep supplement if you struggle with sleep. 7 to 9 hours, my friends, is what is recommended. So there are a lot of things that can cause belly fat. All of the things we talked about today are some of the biggest culprits, and I wanted to share with you some ways to combat that. Let me know down below, do you struggle with belly fat? What have you found helps reduce it? One other thing I want to mention is you cannot spot fat reduce in the gym. So if you're gonna go to the gym and do 20 million sit-ups, it's not going to get rid of belly fat. The only way to get rid of belly fat is nutrition-based. And that's kind of what we talked about today, as well as a healthy gut, supplementation. So you cannot spot fat reduce. Fat's gonna come off where fat wants to come off. But by reducing that subcutaneous fat, it reduces that unhealthy, scary, visceral fat. So let me know again down below, what have you done to help reduce belly fat, and which one of these 11 tips are you going to implement into your life? And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, turn your bell on, because I upload new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found today's video helpful, and I'll see you next time. Bye.